Hello and welcome back to Our Open World. I'm Paige.
I'm Kyle.
And we're glad that you're joining us today. So, as you know, March Madness has been canceled. And we're pretty bummed out about it because we always had competition between the two of us every year on our brackets to see who could get the most points.
Yep.
So we really wanted to fill that itch for some competition. So we created Mifflin Madness, which combines one of our favorite things, The Office, with another thing that's not one of our favorites, but with March Madness, where we're going to be having characters compete against each other to determine who is the best Office character, just according to our own personal opinions.
Yes, our personal opinion.
So what we're going to do is we have this bracket here. Today we're going to start with the first 16 characters. And then next week we'll move on to the next 16. And then the following week we'll finish up our brackets and get down to the final winner. So make sure that you please follow us and hit that bell notification so you're notified every time we post so you can continue following along. Also, to help you follow along, down below is a link to a blank bracket that you can fill out yourself. Either you can fill it out as we go, or you can fill it out with your own personal opinions to determine who you think the best Office character is. So each round, Kyle and I will talk about our opinions of who the best character we think is, and then when we're ready, we'll use our Pop Funko character, Dwight and Michael, to vote for which character we think is better than the other.
And you will see the picture of the person down front, so you know who we're voting for and you don't have to remember.
That's right. And in the case of a tie, we have asked two of our best friends, Jess and Philip, to fill out the bracket for themselves, and we'll be using their answers to help us break a tie. You ready to get started?
I am very ready. Let's
excited.
do this.
All right. Our first round here is Phyllis versus Angela.
Oh, man. Phyllis versus Angela. There's so much to unpack here because they're both mean.
Yeah.
in their own way. But one is mean in the office because that's the face she's chosen to give to her coworkers, which is Angela, in my opinion. And then Phyllis is just mean in general, but puts on a happy face in the office so she doesn't seem like she's mean.
I think one of the funny things is I don't know that people necessarily, if you haven't watched the show a ton, realize Phyllis is a mean person.
Yeah.
Until I watched it a few times did I not realize how mean Phyllis actually can be. She always tries to get Bob involved in everything, and she always talks about how she likes to flirt with men so Bob will beat them up, and she hides behind Bob as a defense mechanism, and she just I don't know, she can be kind of petty and mean. Angela can also be petty and mean. She cheats on Andy and Dwight, so it's kind of
but also Angela, it is, and also Angela though too is mean for a purpose. She's either manipulating people to get what she wants or she just disagrees with them. Phyllis is just flat out mean.
Yeah.
If you disagree with her, she's going to let you know, and she's going to say it's my way or the highway.
Yeah.
I mean, and Angela does that in the party planning committee, but not all the time, like Phyllis does.
Yeah. In my opinion, I personally like Angela better. I think she has more character development throughout the story, so...
Well, are you ready to vote?
I'm ready to vote.
Go for it.
All right, I'm voting for Angela.
I am voting Angela also.
All right, and with that, Angela wins round 1.
Congratulations, Angela.
All right, our next round we have Stanley versus Creed, which I already know who I'm going to vote for because I have a love for this character.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I have a feeling I know where you're voting, and I think I'm going to vote the same way. But just for those that maybe have not seen the show, we should still kind of talk about our thoughts behind each character.
I'm going to be honest, I don't like Stanley. Stanley's a very boring, bland character that he's also mean. He hates his job, he's lazy, he cheats on his wife multiple times with different women, and the only thing that makes me laugh about him is when he makes the joke about shoving things up your butt. But...
Yeah, or you've been meatballed!
Yeah, and the only time he's happy is on pretzel day.
Or Florida.
Yeah. But then there's Creed, who I love because he has these just amazing one-liners that they just put randomly in the show, and they tell you so much about his character for him not being in a ton of it, or even just being in the background. You learn a lot about him.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like that Creed is the character that is behind, the main 4 characters, is quoted the most.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobati, or I thought you were gay. I want to set you up with my daughter, or these kinds of weird things.
Yeah.
That is Creed. So I'm ready to vote.
I am too.
And I'm going to go Creed.
Okay. I am also voting Creed.
Congratulations, Creed. Woo!
All right. With that, moving on to round 3, we have Kelly versus Ryan.
Oh.
Which, I hate both of these characters, so it's just kind of picking the lesser of two evils, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that out of the kind of this side of the bracket, first of all, because this side of the bracket is kind of the main Dunder Mifflin Scranton group.
Yeah.
They are the two, in my opinion, most hated characters of the entire thing.
Yeah.
That'll change when we get to the other side of the bracket, because there are ones over there I hate more. But for this side, they are the most hated ones.
Yeah.
And so having to choose between them is really tough.
It is.
Because you have Kelly, who is really annoying, who doesn't stop talking and only looks out for herself. And then you have Ryan, who is really annoying and doesn't stop talking and interrupts people and only looks out for himself. Mm-hmm. And then they're dating, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts? I'm ready to vote, but...
I am too. I don't like either of them, so I'm just gonna go with who I can kind of tolerate, even though it hurts my heart to vote for either of them.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm voting for Kelly.
I'm also voting Kelly.
All right. Kelly it is.
Kelly it is. Congratulations, Kelly.
All right, moving on to our next round. We have Michael versus Oscar.
Yes, Michael is obviously the guy for a lot of people. I mean, he's when you think of The Office, you think of Michael Scott, or Dwight, but I think more people think of Michael. Yeah, definitely. And then you have Oscar, who is, in my opinion, an amazing character in his own right.
You think so?
I think he's well written. I think that the actor portrayed Oscar in a very great way.
I agree with that.
I don't know that he, in my opinion, beats Michael, obviously, but I do like Oscar.
I don't like Oscar that much.
Really?
I also kind of feel like it's probably because he reminds me of some of my childhood and the fact that I was the actually kind of person where I'd be like, actually, that's not true what that says, but...
Gotcha.
So I think it's a little bit of horror from my childhood coming back.
Yeah. I mean, obviously for me, he doesn't beat Michael, but I do like his relationship with Angela towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
I like that, accounting is kind of a family and he's kind of the head guy.
Yeah.
He's knowledgeable. He's nice to everybody. Whoops, as I bump the mic. Sorry. And so I just think that he's well done and he's a good character, but I'm ready to vote.
Yeah. I'm just going to say I love Michael. All the office quizzes and stuff I take, I always get Dwight or Michael as one of my characters. So Michael holds a special place in my heart. So I'm ready to vote too.
Go for it.
I'm voting Michael.
Yep, I'm going Michael also. Man, so far we've been agreeing.
Yeah!
Hey, look at him sticking out of the top. He agrees.
All right, for this next round, in the office sense, this would be an easy decision because one of these people would probably just automatically be disqualified. So for our next round, we have Jim versus Toby.
I think this is where we're going to start to disagree a little more. These bottom last 4 matchups.
Yeah. Jim can be a hard character for me to like.
Yeah.
Especially in some circumstances. I know you and I disagree on some things about Jim and Pam's relationship, but we won't get into that.
No, that'll be for an Our World View a little later.
You can watch us argue about things.
Yes.
But also I like Toby because sometimes I feel like Toby and just kind of the one that sits in the background and people are just talk over or ignore. It cracks me up how much he gets picked on. But he also has some moments where he's really funny. And we were just watching the one where he has to give Michael counseling, and I love those episodes. So
yeah,
I don't know. This one's kind of hard for me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult for me also. I think with the Jim scenario, people look at it from 2 different ways. He's either the good guy or the bad guy. People come at it from Dwight's point of view, where Jim is picking on him relentlessly for no reason, and he starts a company without telling Pam and lies to her and hides things and is kind of a terrible husband early on.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, later too, honestly. And then you have Toby, who is just a boring person, but genuinely cares for people.
Yeah.
And I think that if I was going to cast somebody to be a boring character, Paul Lieberstein nailed it.
Yeah.
You could not have found somebody better.
To be Toby.
And Toby is just like that hidden gem back in the annex that people love. I'm ready to vote.
Okay, who are you voting?
I'm going Toby. And I like Toby better than Jim.
But I am also going to vote for Toby.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You know, the more that I thought about it, the more I realized that Jim's a good character, and like, yes, he's a lot of the heart of the show, and I love how much he toys with Dwight, but I just like Toby. I just do.
Yeah, Jim is a little more one-dimensional, in my opinion, because he's, you know, you laugh at him when he's doing the pranks, and I mean, sure, he's there for comedic relief, but that's it. I mean, he's not a very in-depth character.
All right, moving on to our next round. We have Pam versus Daryl. And I have very strong feelings about this because there's one of these characters that I particularly dislike, which I think a lot of people may disagree with, but I don't know.
Well, I think I know which one that you tend to dislike, and I think that's Daryl.
Yeah.
Because Daryl is the kind of guy that kind of stays in his lane, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like a lot of people.
And I always just feel like he's only doing stuff to benefit himself. He is. Because he loves his friends.
Yeah, definitely.
I think there's only one instance in that I actually like Daryl, and it's when he's leaving Dunder Mifflin to go to the new company, and they do the dancing with him in the office. I think that's the only time I really like Daryl.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I really dislike Daryl as a character. I do. I don't like him. He makes me unhappy.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, there's parts about Pam that are dislikable also.
Yeah.
But there's less of them.
I love Pam.
Than Daryl, because Daryl's he's a jerk. He doesn't care for anybody else. He looks out for himself. I mean, even I can quote a scenario from the show where he couldn't see his daughter on Christmas and have her all to himself because she wanted to be with the rest of the family.
Yeah.
Okay, sure you'd be upset, but that's going too far. I mean, you'd want what's best for your daughter, and that you're not it.
I'm ready to vote.
Yeah, me too.
I'm voting for Pam.
I'm going Pam also. So far we've agreed on all these.
Woo! Sorry, Justin Phillip. All right, we're getting down to our last 2 rounds.
Yeah, so take this opportunity now to comment below. Are you agreeing so far?
Yeah.
What do you think? Also, Piper says hi if you can hear her in the background.
Hi, Piper. Wait, say hi. Piper says hello. Oh, and she just burped really grossly. Okay, moving on. Next round. We have Dwight versus Holly.
This one's the hardest one for me ever.
I know. I love Holly and I love Dwight for 2 very different reasons. Well, okay, maybe not different reasons. Well, kind of different reasons, but I just love them both.
Dwight is my favorite Scranton character.
Yeah.
But Holly is fantastic.
I know.
And so this is difficult for me. I think Holly was the right choice for Michael. She's
goofy.
Yeah, she's kind of a major dork.
Yeah.
To quote Jim. I mean,
and she's always like looking out for everyone else in the office and...
Yeah, well, and you can't find a single thing to hate her for.
I mean, think about the way that she, like, when Dwight tricked her into thinking that Kevin is mentally handicapped, she, like, is so nice to him and, you know, is there to help him with what he needs and stuff. And I don't know. I just feel like she does everything with such good intentions.
Yeah. Well, and then Dwight, where do we even start with Dwight?
He's Dwight. You
just love him.
You don't love him or hate him, though. I'm going to say that I know a lot of people who hate Dwight.
But even if you hate Dwight, you think that he's a good character because he's designed to be hateable.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point.
But also, he has such lovable moments.
He does.
Like, I love his friendship with Pam.
Yes, that's one of my favorite parts in the show.
I think that's one of his most redeemable qualities.
When he cares really intensely. I like that. So.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We might break a few hearts today.
I think I'm ready to vote.
Go for it.
I'm gonna vote for Dwight.
Okay.
Oh. Sorry, Dwight. Kind of dropped him in his own bucket. I don't know why that was funny. It wasn't funny.
This is gonna go against every fiber in my body, but I think that if Dwight were against anybody else, Michael included, he would win.
Okay.
But the fact that he's against Holly, I have to vote Holly. Because I literally cannot think of a single reason to hate Holly.
And you can think of a reason to hate Dwight.
Right, and even when you're supposed to hate Holly, Holly is in the right. She didn't do anything wrong. It's Michael's point of view of it.
Actually, if anything, it makes me hate AJ, not her.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, you try to find a reason to hate her and you can't.
Okay, there is one part that could give you a possible reason to hate her. And that's when she does Slum
Dunder Mifflin
That's what it is. With Michael, and they announced that Buffalo's closing. Now, she may have just been in the dark about that she didn't know that was a private thing. But also, that could give you one reason to dislike her. I'm not saying that you should dislike her because of that, but...
Yeah.
That's the one part that makes me not dislike her, but not like her as much as I could.
Right. Okay.
Because you just kind of want to be like, duh, well, why would you announce a branch is closing?
Right. And I know what you're thinking, too, out there watching the video. He's wearing a Dwight shirt. And he talks about Dwight so much. In fact, I have 2 Dwight shirts and a Dwight Funko Pop.
Yeah.
In any other scenario, he is my favorite character. And if he was against anybody else other than Holly, it would be him. But Holly's just so undeniably amazing. Yeah.
All right, looks like we're going to need a tiebreaker for this game.
So we are going to flip a coin to determine if we're going to use Philip's bracket or Jess's bracket.
Okay.
So here's what we'll do. We'll use Alexa.
Okay.
So you pick now. Heads or tails? Because I have now assigned one in my head.
I'm going to pick tails.
Tails. Alexa, flip a coin.
Flipping. It's tails.
Tails. Okay. So that means you get to choose.
Ooh.
Which one, Philip or Jess?
Sorry, Philip. I just have to go with the best person in the whole world, Jess. All right. So according to this, it looks like Jess picked Dwight.
Yes.
Aha!
And I know for a fact that Philip chose Dwight also.
Aha.
So that works out. So.
Dwight is the winner.
So there you go. I don't have to feel bad for voting for Holly because Dwight still moves forward.
There you go.
So.
All right. Our last round. Final round of the video. Have you liked this so far?
Oh, yeah. This has been great. I love talking about The Office.
I know you do.
So this is fantastic.
It was really hard to get him to tone it down for this video because he could just ramble forever.
Yes. If you think I'm being quiet, there's a reason.
Yeah.
This video would be like 4 hours long.
Because I'm kicking him under the table. I'm just kidding. I'm not.
Yep. Ouch.
Okay, so our last and final round is 2 other major characters that are both kind of unique in their own way. But we have Kevin versus Meredith.
Yeah, this one's also tough.
It's not tough for me, I know. There's a clear choice in my mind.
You're going to go with Kevin, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a lovable, naive dude who I think just happens to be there. I don't know. He's kind of like one of those characters where he's just like, he somehow ended up there and then he's just kind of there. And because there's no reason for him to have the job that he has.
Well, and if you remember, he originally applied for the warehouse and Michael made him an accountant.
That's right.
So he technically didn't belong.
Also, I don't dislike Meredith, but I also don't like Meredith that much.
Yeah, I think
she has her moments, I feel like, but
I think for entertainment value, Meredith is better.
See, I don't even find Meredith that funny.
See, but not even just for funny. It's just kind of entertaining to watch her get herself into hijinks and the weird scenarios that she...
Honestly, I think I personally find Kevin more entertaining, but that's just me.
Okay, are you ready to vote then? Okay, I am as well.
Okay, you cast your vote first.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go Kevin.
I am also going to vote Kevin.
Sorry, Meredith. Congratulations, Kevin. Okay.
All right. With that, we have finished our first round of Mifflin Madness. So moving on are Angela, Creed, Kelly, Michael, Toby, Pam, Dwight, and Kevin.
And the choices just get harder from here.
Yeah, they do. So remember, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification because we're going to be doing more videos. Next video, we're going to be doing the next 16 of our characters, and then we'll move into a final video to determine the winner. Now, we said that we were going to answer a question that people asked, and we did get one question that we were going to answer. So what was that question?
It was from John Flane. I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. But he asked, are we going to do anything as far as community events, like giveaways and fundraisers and stuff, in association with this channel? And I think the answer to that is yes. I think we'd love to. We'll give away gift cards, or we'll whatever. We're going to have lots of opportunities also on our podcast when we get that up and running to do giveaways that way also. So another reason to subscribe and like, because that way we know that you're liking the content enough that you want to be entered to win some things.
Yeah.
And then anytime that we are traveling and we've got some time, we'll let you know, hey, we're going to be here. Come down and say hi for an hour.
Yeah.
Or whatever. We absolutely love that. That's the point of this channel. So.
All right. Big shout out to Jess and Philip for helping us and breaking our ties. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time for Mifflin Madness. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Click here if you want to subscribe.
And click my face if you want to watch our previous video.